Hey friends, you are coming live in my kitchen right now, and I'm getting ready to do something that I do every week after we go grocery shopping, and I figured it would be really important to share this with you and share a little bit of the why behind why I do it. So, I just got back from the store, and I have a ton of produce here on my counter. And what I'm about to do is do a soak on them. So I'll talk to you about what's in the soak and why I do it. But first, I feel like the backstory is really important. So you guys know that I have had an autoimmune condition for a long time, and I've had two of them actually. And in the process of having that, I have always been studying to kind of figure out how can I lessen my symptoms. And so for me, one of the things that I am really intentional about is removing toxins from our home, whether it is pesticides, whether it's toxins in our, body wash or our cleaning products or whatever it is. I don't want them in my home because if you do some research on your own, you will soon learn that there's a lot of evidence pointing to endocrine disruption due to these chemicals, a lot of other awful things too. But with that being said, not only does it help you to remove the toxins, but it also helps to remove some of the grossness that comes on your produce after you go to the grocery store. So your food, I want you to think about it. It's been on a journey to get to you. So it's been picked from the field, it's been transported, it may have sat somewhere, it's been on trucks, it's been touched by your local grocery store workers, it's been touched by your local shoppers who maybe thought, oh, I want this, and then they put it back. And to just think about the magnitude of germs on your produce kind of like makes you like, whoa. So with that being said, before I put any of these items away each week, I just do a simple soak to remove the grossness, the dirt, the pesticides, anything that's on them that could be down the road harming my family or our body. So it's something simple. I don't spend a ton of time on this. It takes about 10 minutes. So what I do is I fill up our sink over here. I'm going to take you on a little walk. So I fill up our sink with cold water, and then after I put the cold water in it, what I do is I pour in about a cup of vinegar. Now, some people will also do baking soda. I just do distilled white vinegar. If you can find organic, that's great. If not, then that's okay too. So I just kind of free pour at this point, but I pour the vinegar into that solution, and then from there, what I do is I just take the produce, literally I leave it in the bags, because the bags are typically always mesh, so it can get to the product. There's no sense in wasting time getting it all out. So I just start to put them all in. It's easier to get them out than afterwards. So see how if you look at most produce bags, they all have little holes in them, and that way the stuff will come out. So anyways, throwing in the produce, we got potatoes. Now these tomatoes, I will teach you this. I tend to put the heavier things in first. So even the apples, I'm just going to stick the whole bag in. Because when you think about it, the germs are on the bags too. So I'm putting it in, and then what I tend to do is I will look at the stuff that is more easily bruised. So for example, the bananas, look how gross these look. They look really dirty, honestly. And even though I'm not going to eat the bananas, I know some of you are like, why would you wash a banana if you're not going to eat the skin? I just don't want the dirtiness in my home, on my countertop. I just don't want it. So anyways, even bananas, yes, I put them in there. Now this is some fresh broccoli. I did take it out of the packaging because I can't put that packaging in there because of the saran wrap that's on it. So again, I try to put the lighter stuff on top. So I have some peppers, I have some I have some tomatoes that my neighbor gave me from her garden. And so I will just toss those in here. I have some older apples that my husband put out, and I don't know if they got washed. So anyways, everything's in here. Once you get it in, you can look to see, do you have enough water? In this instance, I don't. So I need to add a little bit more just so that everything is covered. Now, typically what I'll do is I will do this, and then I will just put away the rest of the groceries. So like I said, it's usually 10 minutes, but sometimes it's a little bit more. And this is going to help to remove the pesticides, the dirt, the grime, whatever. Now, what I do after this, after I let it soak, is I pull it all out. I remove it from the bags, and then I set out a ton of tea towels on the counter, or if I'm in the mood, I will take it outside and put it on the back picnic table, back on my patio. But I just let them air dry. After they're dry, and I know that they're dry, because if you put them away wet, they'll get yucky. Then I tend to put everything away in the fridge, and I always store it. I should have had this out ahead of time. I store it in different glass containers. I try not to store in plastic. Same reason about the toxins. Research it yourself if you don't believe me. But I start to organize this stuff so that it's in the fridge, and then we can just use it and eat it as needed. I don't have to go and wash it later down the road. Now, I will tell you, last thing is that if you look, I don't wash the berries until I need them. I have found that it kind of makes them mushy, and it does seem to make them rot faster if I do this with berries. Some people do, but I do not. So for me, these stay in the fridge. There's a drawer that I have where I keep unwashed berries. So that's what it looks like. Really simple. Helps you to, again, keep your house clean, keep your body clean, and it's just a little simple process. So if you're not already currently washing your produce, I'm going to highly recommend it. I hope this was helpful. There's lots of like washes out there that you can buy. They cost a good bit of money. Save your money. You don't need them. The vinegar works just fine. It'll get it all out. You're going to see it when you take all this out of the sink. You'll see like all the dirtiness in the bottom. And I will tell you, this is when I clean my sink once a week. So what I'll do is after I remove all these veggies, I will actually go in and sprinkle a little bit of a healthy cleaning agent inside my sink, and then it's clean, and all of that yuckiness is kind of washed away. So people have asked me about that, like, don't you clean the sink after you do all that? I do, yes. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and start washing those fruits and veggies.